There you go. We are live. Please put in the comments if my fan is annoying you. My room is really hot. I have it on the lowest setting. It is doing this glamorous thing with my hair, but I will turn it off if it's hella annoying and just melt. Ali, how are you? See, because I didn't actually ask that off camera. You came in all excited to show me books.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm, again, still paranoid that there's going to be more wasps in my house.
Yeah. Have you just, shut all the windows, or?
Yeah, but there was one, and now I just am like, my house is infested.
That is how that works, for sure. Hello, Chloe. Also, this lovely bean jumped in before we even started, like 2 hours ago, being like, your videos are good. Thank you. They're absolute carnage, but I appreciate it nonetheless. So what will you be reading, Ali? Before that rant that I just had, I will do it all again for the camera, but in the meantime.
Well, I'm probably going to try to finish Malibu Rising because I've got like a third left. But then I also have, Yeah.
So are you enjoying it?
It's very good. Very, very good. It's very in the vein of Evelyn Hugo, and it like gives a whole bunch of throwbacks to Evelyn Hugo too, so it's apparently set in the same world.
Yes, I think it's like the grandchildren or the children of one of her husbands or something. I don't know, because I've never read Evelyn Hugo, so I don't know.
It's the children of one of her husbands, but they weren't it's not her children.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
But then I have this one that I'm still reading. I started the Anthropocene Reviewed, and I am still working on Girl on the Walls.
That's fair. I haven't even started Girl on the Walls yet. For that book club that I'm hosting, yeah, that one. Haven't started it yet. Haven't actually started any other than Bevies and book clubs, of which I've read my Boudica book in one day, because it was just such an easy read. And Scribs had the audiobook, so when I wasn't reading it, I could just listen to it whilst doing other things. I haven't picked up any, to the point that Becca had to remind me that in my Skullduggery read-along Discord, I hadn't actually set up anything for the book that we're supposed to be reading at the moment. So, whoops. Chloe will be doing some college work. That's why they're called productivity sprints, because I will be reading possibly, but I might also be working on another project as a preemptive thing. I like to start 100 things at once, apparently, and always bite off more than I can chew. But this one's quite a fun one because it's I'm in the research stage of it. But the book I will be reading is Mechabo the Mediator, Grave Doubts, which is book 5 of 6. Technically 8 if you include the wedding and the proposal. And I haven't decided if I do yet. So I have not picked up a Mechabo book in 6 months, even though in every video I add something Mechabo related to my TBR and then go, I'm doing a Mechabo reread, and then I just don't. Also, yes, you can definitely hear a baby.
Oh, yes. Yes, there's Archie is, or not Archie. Getting my kids confused already. Love that for me. Leon is right here.
Or Antoine Jr., as we like to call him.
Yes, even though that is...
it looks like you've got the stacks of books as a baby wall to stop him rolling away.
No, there just happens to be a stack of books there.
I love that. And then we've got Lizzie and Danny. I'm trying to think of a nickname for the Oxford conglomerate, which is essentially Lizzie and Danny because they live together. So every time they're just coming in from Oxford together. I love that. And then we've got hello. So yeah, I'm going to try and read this, but I'm making no promises because, like I said, if I get distracted by this new project, soz, and then we've got another. This is more hellos than I've ever had to deal with before. Usually it says oh, there are 12 people watching, or there are 2 people watching, and no one says anything. And the fact that so many people are coming in and saying hello is just I don't know how to
also
manage
figured
it.
maybe I should tweet that we're live because I forgot about that.
Yeah, I did retweet it 5 minutes ago. Also, I don't know if anyone can hear it who's watching, but I have my fan going because I had to shut my window so that you didn't just hear sirens all day. But if the fan is annoying, please just let me know and I will turn it off and melt. That's mainly for you, Danny, because I know that you believe that my microphone is very sensitive.
I will not turn my fan off, even if it's annoying everybody. So Hannah's nice. I'm not.
That's exciting. What kind of wedding photographer are you looking for?
Just hire me. I'm just kidding. I don't have the equipment for that anymore.
Oh, that's fair. It's my laptop that you whinge about, Danny. My desktop's the one that's in the other room. So, just saying, every time you've called me on it, it's been on here, not in the other room. Just saying. But, you know, we've killed Lizzie already. That's fine. Kelly, question about your wedding photographer. I don't know if this is a thing that is just a UK thing or if this is like a universal thing. Are you going to do like a trash the dress photo shoot as well as the main photo shoot? Because so my mum is a wedding celebrant, right? So we hear about wedding trends before they've like, by the time they've like gone out of fashion, like everything else is like caught up. But there is this thing where like you have your like photo shoot on the day and you have your nice family photos and stuff like that, and then you'll do like a second photo shoot of just like you and whoever you want to invite, where you basically just wreck your dress. So you can either go to like a farm or like to the woods and you like pose in these like really dramatic ways. But the whole point is that like, yeah, you don't care about your dress anymore because you've kind of worn it. I'm assuming by the look that Ali gave me, it is not a Minnesota thing.
I mean, I wouldn't know. I don't have friends here.
You have the internet. You've got married. Like, I feel like at some point those things might Venn diagram enough that you would know what I'm talking about.
I didn't want to have a wedding, and my wedding was about as barely a wedding as you can get.
Okay, as someone that wasn't there but has seen the photos, I can confirm this. There is literally a photo of Ali at the like altar that's not an altar. It's just in front of like an American flag in front of her husband, and she has her phone tucked into her Converse, and you can see it. Like, most unwedding wedding ever.
I wanted to just get married at the courthouse, but my dad wanted me to have an actual wedding, so for his sake, I almost did.
That's fair. I am sad that it's not for you because I feel like that would be absolutely sick. Like, just imagine a Court of Thorns and Roses theme to Trash the Dress. I'm just throwing it out there. But also, I don't want to get married, but I would happily spend £2,000 on a dress and a photo shoot just for those photos. In fact, you know what? I might. Fuck it.
I spent $40 on my wedding dress, so.
You spend more than that a week on books.
You're gonna care about books.
Fair enough. I am currently desperately trying to figure out ways I can adapt my dress so I can wear it again. Right, easy. Depending on how big the dress is and how many like layers of tulle you've got going on and like lace and stuff like that, you turn it into a bodycon dress and a cape. Because the cape you can just wear around the house. I feel like you could turn it into like a little robe. But like the dress for special occasions, I feel like you could make that work. Just a suggestion that I'm throwing out there. Something else that our brides used to do to adapt their dresses a lot was have them turned into christening gowns, so that you would use all like the ivory fabric and applique and stuff like that, but like for a christening gown, fancy christening gown, just super cute.
I don't know anything about that. I can't.
No, that's fine. This is why I wrote a book about the wedding industry because I was just like, no one else cares. But I've got to get this off my chest for sure.
No, you just wrote it because you secretly want to be a makeup artist.
I really did. Like, I wish I did my makeup half as well as my main character does. We always pick about our wedding and we're not even engaged. Oh, that is a mood. I mean, I argue with myself about the wedding I'm never going to have because I have no one else to argue with, you know? And you know what's really sad? Like, I don't know if anyone else did this or if this was just a me and my friends thing, but there was like a group of us where we all kind of agreed who was going to marry who if we weren't married at 40. Of that group of like, there were like 8 of us that like all made these like pacts of like, right, you're my first, third, and first choice, whatever. Like, they're all engaged and all married, and it's just me like,
Hannah, you're my wife.
Yeah, I know, but Molly is also your wife, and you know, it would be easier to be your wife if you were in the same country or I was into women. I feel like either of those things would make it so much easier, and yet here we are.
I just collect wives, though. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
One day I'm gonna live in a big house with me and all of my wives.
That's fair. I love this idea too. I love the idea. Like, oh, let's recycle it. We're gonna trash it. I tell you what, I've been to a divorce party, and the whole point of that party was that we all had to bring a gift of a different type of sex toy to this newly single woman, and that was a good time. I mean, she cried. It was really sad, but we had a laugh, so that was intense. I love that cape, not the christening gown. I assumed when you came in with this much energy that it was not going to be for the christening gown. I assumed it would be for the cape, and I'm glad I know you well enough to know it was cape, not christening gown.
I was thinking, if me and Tony ever got divorced, it would have to be because he did something just absolutely ridiculous.
No, to be fair, I don't think he could even do something ridiculous and you would divorce him, partly because you love each other, but also because of the apathy. I feel like you'd be like, oh, now I have to go and find someone else. Like, I just feel like you wouldn't want to do that. The only reason you two would divorce is if he went to prison for something that was so socially unacceptable that you were just like, oh, I need my name back. So we're gonna, and then my kids don't have to worry about carrying your legacy on. Do you know what I mean? Like, it would have to be, it wouldn't just be manslaughter. It would have to be like serial killer that wears his victim's skin level of
otherwise I would just be like, oh, weren't you married to the guy who killed somebody? I'd be like, yeah.
And I never knew.
I never knew until now, but it's fine.
Yeah, but it's fine. I love you. Like, no, either that or you'd be that one wife that was like, yeah, he actually went to prison for my crimes, you know.
Be like, yeah, my husband's murders.
I want to read that book now where the whole time the wife is just like, yeah, but like as a comedy as opposed to like a genuine thriller where it's just the whole time everyone's like, oh my god, you must have been so scared, and you're like, yes, scared. Sure. I just think it'd be great.
Yeah, I never know what to say when people are like, oh, well, you're in a relationship, you're married, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, but like, me and Tony are not your regular married couple. Neither of us cares about anything.
That's fair.
And
so what kind of things do people then say to you? Like, as a married couple, you must da-da-da-da.
Well, they're just, like, people assume that I know, like, relationship stuff. They're like, well, you're married. And I'm like, okay. Or people, normally it seems like middle-aged women or women in their, anywhere between mid-20s to mid-40s love to complain about their significant other. And they want you to complain about your significant other, too. They're like, oh, God, my boyfriend does this and this and this. They're like, what about your husband? I'm like, he's there?
I love that. I literally saw a TikTok this morning that was just like, oh my god, me and my husband fight all the time, and they're just like, that's not normal. That's not normal. Like, we communicate, we deal with it. What if he does something to piss you off? Generally, he hasn't done it on purpose. He apologizes. We move on. Like, it's just like, it just isn't like that. And I think that's the thing is, I know I can be a lot. I don't think anyone deserves that. But also, I have really high standards. So also, I'm like, I deserve better. You know? So it's a real, like, dichotomy of, like, oh, really big ego, really low self-esteem. How do I find someone that's the opposite of that, with no ego at all, but the self-esteem to, like, if I say something and one of my friends disagrees with me, they will tell me they disagree with me. I have had 2 boyfriends that have told me they disagree with me, which has been like good communication. The others are all just like, right up until the point where I've gone too far, or I've pushed it too far, and then they're like, oh, it's over. And I'm just like, all right, cool. Great. So, yeah.
I don't know. I accidentally ended up in a relationship, and then I nagged him into marrying me.
Good. Love that. There we go. I just need a boyfriend who is also going to be a lot.
Tony is not
Clearly.
a lot. Tony is the world's most chill person.
For sure. For
like,
sure.
You have to be to put up with me on a daily basis.
Well, you say that, but I'm not chill, and I put up with you all the time. Nick also made it. We love to see it. Should we start reading at 20 past?
My hair is really
Cool.
upsetting me.
My hair? Your hair? Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. To be fair, this bit, we don't know what's going on here, but it keeps happening, so I'm just accepting it now.
Oh, do you want to see a dog?
Yes! Always!
Here he is.
I know, he's just like...
He's apparently not very happy about this.
I have a video to show you, and I don't know how well it's going to come up showing you via my phone, but I don't want to just send it to you and then the internet to be like, rude, because you absolutely would be, because it's a video of Mozart climbing in a box. It's just super cute, just in a box.
What are you doing?
The only thing we fight about is when we have a serious conversation we can't understand. That we agree with. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Just being like, oh, that was my opinion. You agree with me? Huh, weird.
I'm one of those people where if it gets too confrontational, I just cry, so... I get angry and then I cry.
See, this is my thing, is like, when I get frustrated, I cry. So if I'm like, I can't articulate what I'm trying to say, or you are willfully misinterpreting what I'm saying, is what I want to say, but in that moment I can't say it, just crying instead. And I'm an ugly crier as well, like, everything goes red, everything balloons, like, it's not a good time.
Oh, yeah, I just get that. I get, like, red all the way across here, and my nose swells up to, like, 3 times its size, and just snotty, bloated face.
Yeah, my cheeks are quite chubby anyway, but I kind of, like, I feel like I swell. And, like, it kills me, because you'll watch, like, a TV show, and there's some, like, really pretty criers, and I'll be like, I do not relate.
Well, the thing is, they don't, like, I full on, like, sob. Like, I don't just, like, cry. Like, if I cry, it's just like, ugh, and just, like, everything is leaking, and I'm just, like, heavy breathing, and...
I love that. Everything is leaking. Have you seen the Aquamarine Mermaids film?
No.
Well, there's okay, so she's a mermaid, so she spends her life undersea, and when she comes to the land, she has to, like, find a boy to, like, fall in love with her after 3 days, and then after 3 days, she's like, do you love me? And he's like, no, and she cries, and she's like, why am I leaking? And it's anytime someone says anything about leaking, it makes me think of that. All the time that my mum had custards leaking out of her pudding thing, and she's like, oh, my custard's leaking, and I then decided to sing leak on me instead of, like, lean on me, and my dad was so confused that he spat his custard out and just dribbled it all down his chin. And he just looked at me like, why did you do that? And I was like, I don't know. And we just laughed like half an hour of just like, leak on me when you're not strong. Yeah, exactly. He's got such long arms for such a tiny dog. Just like,
he does. He is shaped very strangely.
Yeah, everything about that is disconcerting. I'm just gonna stop. I'm gonna put the banner up. We're gonna read for 20 minutes. Ali,
What?
I'm just letting you know that I can't. What up?
This book has great lines.
Go on.
He had spent the day procuring an obscene amount of coke, and he was going to give it out to everybody.
Oh, I love that. Sharing is caring.
And then, this is what she had always wanted to avoid, being forced to pretend men were interesting.
Oh, isn't that the absolute fucking worst? I hate pretending men are interesting. Men are the worst. Why are they the worst? He's like, I don't like that. The fan is right behind me.
I think my husband has just accepted that I don't think of him as a man because I'm frequently just complaining about men.
No, there's a difference between being a man and being a husband. At the end of the day, he's reached a level of status that no other man has. So I read exactly 20 pages, which means that if we do this for another 2 hours, I might get it finished.
I mean, it'd have to be more like 3 hours because of breaks, Hannah.
I can do it.
I don't have anything better to do because
I've just seen this. We lost a cat, BRB. Nick also lost internet for a little while and then came back, or at least I think, according to the Discord. He wants to be held, but it's also very warm, so he also doesn't want to be held.
He's so sweet. Mozart, I will hold you one day. One day.
One day. One day. He's like, no, let me down. Okay, cool. So we have 24 pages of The Gilded Ones, 25 pages of House of Salt and Sorrows, 16 pages of Battle of the Labyrinth, people getting excited about Mozart, which is acceptable. Ooh, Caribbean Folktales. That's cool. My book doesn't have cool lines like that. Mine has the one that like made me genuinely laugh. So you understand the concept of the mediator, right? Like you've read this series before. So for anyone who hasn't, basically she can see ghosts and she can interact with ghosts, and she's in love with the ghosts. And then there's this bit where she's just like, because while the rest of the world of ghosts are ephemeral beings lacking in substance and matter, to a mediator, a ghost is as solid as you or me. Jessie and I could, if we wanted to, and believe me, I did want to, do the nasty.
Wow.
But Jesse's an old-fashioned guy, very old-fashioned, like no sex before marriage fashioned. I find that amusing. Somehow, in the last 20 minutes, Lizzie and Danny have reached God status and just didn't tell me until now. So. I can't decide. I was gonna say I can't decide if your dog is happy about being squished or not. Mozart literally just came and left. No idea what happened there. He's had enough.
He's the most tolerant dog ever. He doesn't care. He's just like, yes, you're paying attention to me. That's fine.
He's like, I love that for me.
Look at how long his neck is. He's shaped like a tiny gazelle.
A tiny gazelle. In that he's on 4 legs, yes. Otherwise, no.
He also has a long neck and long legs, and he bounds.
Oh, I see. He's okay. So he hops, is what you're saying. At what point does a hop become a bound? Is it just distance?
Yeah, hops are tiny.
Language is arbitrary. Oh, hop is, yeah, so it is distance then, yeah. Loud motorbikes.
I'm gonna put you over there. I don't know where the cat is. Reese!
Dunno. I'm already falling asleep.
Yeah, it's...
Okay, Ali, I did something completely out of character for me. I stayed up until 1 o'clock in the morning yesterday.
I am aware because when I went to message you this morning, it said last seen at 1 a.m. and I was like,
Yeah. couldn't tell you why. Like, to the point where they're like, okay, so my brother goes out for a walk every night and like goes and sees his friends, or like goes to like get some fresh air, which is nice because it means it's nice and quiet and he can listen to his audiobooks and podcasts and stuff like that. Like he listens to Critical Role, which is like 8 hours long, so it just gives him a chance to like catch up on stuff like that. He usually gets back about midnight to 1 o'clock in the morning. He got back and I was still awake, still reading in my room, and he had to text me to be like, don't panic, it's me. Because usually by that point I'm asleep. But he was just like, don't freak out, it's just me coming home. What a relief.
And yet you didn't message me the whole time.
I didn't message anyone. So the day before that, I did 8 hours of D&D, and I was like, oh yeah, Sunday will be fine. Like, I'll definitely catch up with people. And then I was like, didn't want to see anyone, didn't want to see daylight. I watched 6 hours of Vampire Diaries and listened to 5 hours of A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire, which, considering the first book in that series is just fucking wild, the second one is actually really tame in comparison. Like, it's just a lot of her being like, I just want to have sex with you and this not be a big deal. And he's like, I think we should get married. And she's like, no. That's the book. I'm 400 pages in, and that's the book. Oh, and they go on like a little tour of the country as well. But that's about it. Like, there's the occasional fight scene, there's the occasional like hand job, but like, it's just sex? Marry me. No. Vampire Diaries is a mood though. I hated Vampire Diaries the first time I watched it, and I was like, oh, what is with this? And then I realized I was 3 series in. I was just like, oh, I guess I don't hate it that much.
I've never watched it. I've read, I think, the first couple books when they first came out.
Yeah, that's fair. Do you watch a lot of like CW stuff? Because I do.
I don't watch a lot of anything.
No, that's fair. Oh, I just bit the inside of my mouth. That really hurt. Ow.
I play more video games than watch things.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, it does. It's like Vampire Diaries. So you'll watch an episode. They're like 40 minutes each, right? The first 35 minutes will be so fucking dull. And then the last 5 minutes, it will just be like, well, now I need to see what happens next. And then because it's on Netflix, it just goes to the next episode anyway. So I'm like, all right, I'll just stay here then. I've decided that is not a dog. That is a croissant.
You're a croissant?
Beans. They look like they're gonna come out of my computer, like just because of the angle that they're at. They're just like there.
You're such a weird dog.
This is how I feel about it. The originals is better because the originals, because it's for like an adult audience as opposed to a teen audience, it's got like darker storylines. What I forgot rewatching it yesterday is just how much Elena cries. Just about everything. She just cries all the time. And like, it's one of the things where like when I'm reading, I find passive protagonists really dull unless it's done for like a purpose. So like The Hate U Give and Slay, where they're looking at police brutality and racial bias and things like that. It makes sense for them to be a passive protagonist because you're trying to learn a lesson. And I've just realised that my chocolate has been sat in the sunshine, which is why it's now just accumulated at the bottom. So I'm just gonna leave that here to reset. Love that for me. It's literally like slap bang. Like, I moved it out of the sun earlier, but obviously the sun has moved since then. Whereas Elena is passive because everything just happens to her. Like, even Caroline, and like everything that goes wrong because they're like, oh, I have a plan, we're gonna do this, and then the plan doesn't work, and they're like, okay, next plan, we're gonna do this, and then that goes wrong. And it's like, if you did nothing, if you just did nothing, nothing would happen. Do you know what I mean? Like, just let it go. But they can't do that. That is Chocolate Massacre. It's really, like, I can feel how squidgy it is. Also, a running trend, because when we did this, oh, it is really melted. Like, it's like stuck to the inside of the thing, melted. When we did this last week on your channel, I also had a melted chocolate bar there as well. It's like, oh, I left it in the sunshine when I shouldn't have. Admittedly, it wasn't as big as this one. Jamie's here. Oh, Jamie shared a photo of him looking very glamorous.
Yes, I saw.
And I loved it. Okay, same comment, two different vibes. You should put the chocolate in the fridge. And fridge now! I can't work out what you're trying to say to me there, Danny. I'm not... Try and say it again. Can you communicate that in a different way?
So, speaking of CW shows, there is one that I've watched the entirety of 3 times.
Good. Go.
It's Make It or Break It, the gymnastics one.
Interesting. One of the few CW shows that I haven't seen.
It's because nobody's seen. It's not.
I've seen the trailer. I get the gist, but I didn't watch it. Do you know what I'm saying?
I watched all of it multiple times. And I don't even know why it's good, it just is.
Again, two very different people here. Yeah, no, that's okay. So for me, CW is like Supernatural, the originals, and Vampire Diaries. But I never watched. Oh, and Sabrina, the chilling story of Sabrina Teenage Witch. They were the ones that I watched. I don't think I've ever seen Make It or Break It. I'm trying to remember. I don't think I have.
Recommend anybody watch.
I want to see what other shows are on like the CW network to see if there are like any.
There's the one about the twins who were the chicks who were switched at birth. I'm pretty sure the show is called Switched at Birth.
Switched at Birth. Oh, Charmed. Oh, but that's the new one, isn't it? That's not the original one. Haven't seen The Outpost. iZombie is another one that I love. iZombie's great. The 100, I got about 6 episodes in and was just like, I don't have the energy for this. Roswell, Batwoman. Reign, I hated. But I think that's because it was also produced by MTV. That is my doorbell. So I'm going to go and see if Kieran's going to answer the door. But if not, Ali, just talk to yourself. That's fine.
Oh, all right. Fascinating. I have nothing to talk about. Because, yeah. I can see the comments if I get really, really close to the screen. So excuse me for shoving my face into the screen. I'm using my iPad right now, and I'm blind. You guys are arguing about fridge chocolate. We don't have air conditioning at my house, and it's been like 90. So the only way you can eat chocolate is if it's been in the fridge. Otherwise, you're just gonna have soup.
That's fair. See, I don't mind fridge chocolate, but because it comes out rock hard, it has to be just plain chocolate. Otherwise, it's just not very nice. If it's got like nuts in it and stuff, and then it's just like rock hard when you bite into it, that's not ideal. Don't like that very much.
We even had to put our snack cakes and stuff in the fridge because it's just so warm in my house.
What book are you reading, Ali?
Oh, I am reading Malibu Rising.
How many pages have you got left of that now?
Like 130.
Cool. And how many pages do you think you'll get done in the next sprint?
You haven't even told me how long the next sprint is.
It'll be 20 minutes because they're always 20 minutes.
Like
20... Unless, do you want to go longer? We can go longer. If you want to go longer, we can do half an hour.
Oh, I don't care. I would be the world's most passive protagonist.
You really are, though.
Things would happen. I would just be like, yeah. The thing is, though, is I wouldn't be upset about it. I just wouldn't care. Like, it would be like the apocalypse, and I'd be, like, supposed to do something to save the world, and I'd be like, nah. Sounds like a lot of work.
Sounds like a lot of work.
Could just not have a world. That's fine.
you were going to be a book trope, what book trope do you think best represents who you are as a person? So, like, we're talking like passive protagonists and stuff like that. Like, what book trope are you?
Honestly, God, my life is a mess. You could literally put a book trope in each of the stages of my life.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
But I suppose nobody ever thought. Probably the not like other girl who nobody ever thought would get married, nobody ever thought would have kids, and then accidentally falls in love and has a romantic happening.
Nice. I like that. That's cute. Not like other girls. That's so funny. Not like other girls. You're like all the other girls, Ali.
Yeah, I know.
You're the most basic person I know.
Yeah, I know.
You're really not, though. I don't know what I would be. Except for maybe that character that... See, the thing is, I have two moods, right? So I either have, I talk so much that no one pays attention, or I have my second mode, which is what people tend to see when it's just like on a one-to-one thing, which is I don't say very much, and then when I say something, it's way darker than than was needed. Do you know what I mean? So like a prime example of this is like I was sat having dinner with like a whole bunch of friends, and a guy that was like there had just done like an across America tour, and he said, but the one problem is it's just like, oh, there was a couple of like Americans there, and Americans are just, don't you just wish that sometimes, I'm like, that they bring euthanasia back? And he was just like, no, that they'd go on holiday elsewhere is what I was going to say. And I was like, oh, yeah, that makes way more sense than what I said. Like, because it's just like, oh, we're just, yeah, okay.
I think it's funny that like you do that, but you're still surprised whenever I say something like that.
And that's the thing, though. That's how it works. Is because like if you're expecting that from someone, like I don't expect you to make a euthanasia joke. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't think anyone expects me to make a euthanasia joke, or at least I hope that's not my brand. But like, so like when I do, and it's usually in like closed company, people are just like, "What?" You know, like it's uncomfortable now. I've made everyone uncomfortable.
I usually make everyone uncomfortable by saying something just like really pressing out of nowhere. Like people will be talking about something, I'll be like, "Oh yeah, I just don't want to live," and they're like,
yeah, there was like a stint where we were doing like just like little catch-ups or whatever using StreamYard instead of Zoom because it's free, and your name's just getting more and more bleak of just like, I mean, I know it's like probably exists now, but it was like, I don't wish to live anymore, like literally as your name, and we were just like, oh. I really appreciate the identifier of like sarcasm. Thank you. Imagine if euthanasia was my brand, though. Like, what a dark book channel this would become. I think we should sprint at the hour to stop me talking about euthanasia anymore. I'm also going to use the sprint in a minute to work out who was at my front door, because we've not ordered any food, so I don't know who would be knocking. It's just rude, really. Oh my god. Okay, so for those not in the Discord, one, why not? Nick, who had to disappear to look after the cat or find the cat, found the kitten. The kitten fell off the balcony. He's okay, but he's being hostile. So I assume it's just like he's grumpy, but I hope he's okay.
I keep getting random Twitter followers now. I'm like, where did they come from? How did you find me?
How did you find me? It's a public platform, Ali. They're allowed to follow you.
Yes, I know, but I'm like,
it's because you started like retweeting stuff that I post, so you're welcome. I'm joking. That's not true. Well, it is true
what
that you're
is
retweeting my stuff. I'm not. It's just not true that that's the reason.
So the author of Ladies of the Secret Circus followed me. I don't know what that book is, but I'm intrigued. Also, author of A Witch in Time.
Okay.
I don't think I know what that is either.
Me either.
But, oh! No, I do know what that book is. It's this one.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Again, how did you find me? That's always the question. I'm like, where?
I'm always really nervous when authors follow me before I've read their books, because then I'm like, one, I feel compelled to read your book, and two, I don't know how to tell you that I don't like your book.
Or you're just like, oh, I'm gonna post about this book now, and they're gonna see it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like, it was really funny because like when Ashley from Frolic Through Fiction gifted me the Furies, and I loved the Furies, and I started tweeting about Katie Lowe loads, both on my main thing and on Gothtober. And then Katie Lowe retweeted a Gothtober thing being like, oh my god, this is the greatest readathon ever. And I was just like, because that was just really exciting. And then when her second book came out, I was like, I better fucking like it. Because, like, I have, like, fully made her a bestie on Twitter now. If I don't love this book, I don't know what I'm going to do. And then I loved it even more than I loved The Furies. Because The Furies is very, very gothic in the fact it's very slow paced. There's a lot of, like, layers and stuff. You've got to, like, really dig into it. And then, yeah, The Murder of Graham Catton. I'm just like, oh my god, this is going to be my favourite thriller of 2021. For sure. Hands down. I'm kind of annoyed at myself that I read it in May and not at Gothtober. But yeah, just got really excited. So there is always this panic that I'm like, oh, I loved your first book, but this one might be shit.
I can't. There's only a $23 hardcover?
Spam someone else, please. Yeah. Layers, yeah. You know the Shrek voice is just a Scottish accent, right? Although I appreciate you saying Shrek for context. We were going to start 2 minutes ago with a sprint, by the way. But I got distracted fangirling over Katie Lowe, who is amazing. And if everyone hasn't read The Murder of Graham Catton yet, sort your fucking lives out and go do that.
I'm just adding their books to my wish list because anything where if you say the word gothic to me now, I'm just like
Hint, hint, it makes for a great book to choose for many of the prompts. Which we were supposed to have a catch-up meeting the other night to like clarify some stuff, but it didn't happen, so I'm sad.
Is The Murder of Graham Catton not out yet?
No, it's out. It might come under something else for America. I think it's something like Possession in America.
Oh, okay, yes. It's just called Possession.
Yeah. I don't know why it's called that in the US, but the Murder of Graham Catton.
So different.
Yeah.
It doesn't look anything.
No. I really don't like the American cover because the British cover is just really like it's just smashed glass. But even like in the of bit where they've got like the little play button because it's all about podcasts and stuff. Oh, it's so clever. I genuinely like. At one point I turned to my brother and I was just like, I was listening to it as an audiobook, like alongside because the hardback hadn't come out yet. So I listened to it as an audiobook and I was just like, Kieran, everything's been tied up really neatly. But there's 3 hours of the audiobook left. And like that was so stressful because I was just like, but who did it? Like,
you know, I've 100% realized why I didn't read Gothic fiction until recently. The US covers are just shit.
Yeah.
For Gothic fiction, the US covers don't look Gothic-y at all.
No.
They look like very just bland literary fiction-y. So I don't pick them up. So I don't know about them until I see the UK covers and I'm like, what is that?
Mm-hmm. And then you're like, ooh, spooky.
So the US deterred me from reading Gothic fiction earlier. I hate it here.
It happens. To be fair, it was one of those things where, like, when I started talking about Gothic fiction, I was like, one, no one's going to give a shit. Because people either like mysteries, thrillers, sci-fi, or historical fiction. They're not going to want a mixture of all of those things, even if that mixture came first. So it felt like I was talking about this really niche thing. And then, like, it is that classic thing of when you start talking about something or you start noticing something, you see it everywhere. And that's when I started seeing that, like, a lot of other people were like, oh, I really like these books. Apparently it's Gothic. And I'm like, yes, let me tell you a thing. So.
Oh, here you go. Another example of wouldn't have ever looked at that twice if I hadn't have seen the UK cover.
That looks awful. That looks so awful.
That is just what Gothic fiction looks like in the States.
Oh yeah, Boris Johnson is doing an announcement over in the UK, and he's going to tell everyone we're not allowed to go anywhere. Because originally, our lockdown restrictions were meant to completely end next week, and that is absolutely not going to happen.
I live in the US where lockdown was never really a thing.
Although I got my letter the other day about my jab, so I should have my jab soon. Whoop whoop.
I can go get mine. I just keep putting it off because I'm just like, if I get bad side effects from it, I'm fucked. I'm so fucked.
I don't know that you would get bad side effects from it though, surely. As the jab, like you might the worst that I've seen is that people feel a bit lethargic and a bit run down. But that's the same as when you get your flu jab. Surely? Why are you looking at me like that? What have I missed?
I don't think I've ever gotten my flu shot.
Oh, fair enough.
I didn't have health insurance for quite a while, so.
Kelly coming in with the tea.
Why do I order all of my books from Hannah?
To be fair, like I was talking to someone about this the other day. I was like, oh yeah, I've got about 6 now of regular Americans who order their books through me every single time because it's become like a status symbol for them to post the British cover on their American Twitter or whatever it is, or have it on their American channel, or just because they're just nicer in general. And I'm like, you're so welcome.
There's a few instances where the US covers are better, like regular thrillers, not Gothic thrillers, but regular thrillers.
Yeah.
The US covers are far better.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's been a couple of times where I'm like, oh, that's gross. Don't like that. Sorry,
but also
someone. Go on. No, I was just gonna say someone random followed me on Twitter as well. I was like, I don't know who you are.
Yeah, I know. You're just like, oh, okay. The thing about thriller covers in the US, though, is, let me see if I can, like, for instance, this, I feel like it's just going to end up being a really bland, regular thriller, but because it has this kind of cover, I think it's going to be what the Gothic fiction ones are. But the Gothic fiction ones have the boring covers, and the non-Gothic fiction ones have the Gothic-y looking covers, and I'm like...
Yeah. But to be fair, like, remember how fucking sick The Hunting Wives looked?
Yeah!
And then it was shit. And then, like, if you look at the British front cover, that was shit. And that would have given you a heads up that this was not going to be a good book.
That book was something. It was...
I'm trying to think if I have, like, any American covers of things. I don't think I do. Not unless, like, they've been, like, unhauled from Americans. Because the Una Out of Order isn't called Una Out of Order in the US, in the UK even. It's called, like, The Strange Life of Una or something like that. Una.
I think most of these have the same covers. In both. I've been noticing a lot more that don't get different covers. They have the same.
Maybe I'm confusing it with a different Una. Oh, no, The Rearranged Life of Una Lockhart.
Oh. I'm really confused by the size of this book. Oh, I guess it is
Yeah,
normal.
this is what the UK front cover looks like.
I don't like that. I wouldn't have picked that up.
No, that's why I haven't. I mean, to be fair, I don't know if I like the other one better.
No, I only picked it up because of Molly, but like this just looks very bland to me.
Mm.
But Molly loved it so much that I was like, I'll give it a shot.
That's fair. Right, let's do 20 minutes. And then we can talk for another hour.
Hannah.
Sorry, there's like massive drama, you know. So I'm
Oh
like,
my god.
and I only read 13 pages. I got distracted by an ice lolly that was melting quicker than I could manage, so I've put it down. Well, when I say put it down, I mean that I've rested it precariously above my juice so that it doesn't spill on my floor. But it's nice, but it's a weird texture. Anyway, how'd you do?
Okay then. I think I read like 15 pages.
Nice. Just mashed potato? Or did you have other things with mashed potato?
I mean,
I'm not
had just
judging.
mashed potato.
Because I love mashed potato. I mean, to be fair, I like potatoes in all their forms. I tell you what, my favourite thing to have is like when I was waitressing, my favourite thing to have as like a snack at the pub was their roast potatoes just drenched in gravy. You know?
My husband hates watching me put butter on my potato because I'm like, butter, 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 more butter. And he's like, do you just put like half a stick of butter on one potato? And I'm like, maybe.
A potato.
Potato.
That's fair.
We're at a very odd angle here.
You are, aren't you? Agreed. Thing is, where I have my bed behind me, you can tell if it's tilted. Are you just poking your baby in the head?
Yeah. He's my baby. I can do that if I want to.
That's fair.
I had to birth him.
Don't I fucking know it? Not even in the same continent as you. It's just like, oh, get this baby out of me. Oh, okay.
And I'm just gonna do it again. And I'm gonna complain the whole time.
Love that. Have you got a baby name for the next one?
If it's a girl, it's gonna be Clara. And if it's a boy, I don't know. Because that would be the third boy, and I would have no idea.
Yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair.
We just knew with this one it was going to be Leon if it was a boy, Clara if it was a girl, then it was a boy, so we used Leon. I don't have any more good boy names. Can
I make a suggestion?
Speak.
I don't think you're gonna like what I'm gonna say now.
I knew it. You
made this so tense. I was just gonna suggest, you know, a really popular in certain places name that has like it's multifaceted. Could be a Tony, could be a Tino. Antoine. Name your child Antoine.
I'm not gonna name my child Antoine.
You're so boring. Also, I still have that Shum song stuck in my head. So, for all of you, because you weren't there, when Ali jumped on to StreamYard, I had my video and sound on already, and I was listening to the Eurovision song Shum by Goe, and it's still stuck in my head, so I might just play a little bit of it now just to enjoy for myself, you know? No, I won't, because my phone is on 3%. You're lucky.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna go with Antoine. I like the name Felix.
Felix is cute. Felix is cute. We nearly called Mozart Felix. I just realised the banner's still there, so I'm just gonna... There we go. Is a baby. I thought he was holding his bottle then. I was like, oh my
No.
god, he's coming along so well. No, he's a baby. He can't hold things.
No, he's not even 2 months old yet, Hannah.
Fair enough.
He's gonna have himself a nice puff.
Do you remember when I was like, oh, if we do these for 2 hours, I'll definitely get this done? No, that's not going to happen. I can tell you now for nothing, that's not going to happen. And I am disappointed in myself, but at least now that I've started it, I can actually, like, just get on with it. You know?
I'm trying to think if I should do some sort of live show on Wednesday.
Could do.
Just for something to do.
You could record a video, edit it and upload it. That would be nice.
Hannah, I was saying something to do because it's my birthday.
Yeah. And I'm saying I want more content.
Because I haven't released any content yet.
I know. You'll be getting 2 presents from me because I wasn't able to send the ones from Molly and I soon enough. So I've got to get you something from your wish list as well.
You don't have to do that. I can wait.
I'm aware. I know. But I'm gonna.
Oh my god. Well, I've recently packed my wish list full of smut and gothic fiction, so...
Oh, love that. Yes. Now I've just got to decide, do I buy you erotica or ghost stories or some weird combo of both?
There is a couple that are a weird combo of both on that list.
Love that. I'm trying to, like, pick at the bits of chocolate that aren't fully melted. Right, let's have a look at your smutty wish list.
My phone does have charge, sort of. Whatever. Enough. It has enough. Well, I just added Possession and The Furies. But the US covers are garbage.
Garbage.
Garbage. Some of these are pre-orders.
Oh, the Ladies in the Secret Circus lady also followed me.
Oh!
It's cool. We're going to have to read that now.
I should just do a vlog of reading books of the random authors that have followed me that I was like, where did you come from?
Ali, why is your wish list not... Oh, it's on a card thing. There we go. I was like, why is it not in your bio? But it's there. It's fine.
Oh, yeah, I have too many links.
I see how it is.
It's only because I have two YouTube channels.
Okay, so we have Possession, which I'm not going to allow you to buy that one for yourself. Purely because I would like to buy you the decent hardback. So you can have the nice front cover. That's fine. Furies is great. I don't mind which cover you have of that one. Those two have... Okay, so The Mercies looks so boring. Because like the Mercies for the British one is like the pretty blue.
Yeah, see, I told you this is why I never picked up Gothic fiction. Because in the US, they go, how boring can we make the cover?
Velvet Was the Night. That sounds cool. The Roommate. Oh, that's the one that Molly was like, get on that.
Yeah, I just every time Molly mentions smut, I'm just like,
I kind of want to get From Blood and Ash for you, just so that you can appreciate what an absolute fucking wild ride that is. Like, it's not good in the same way that Sarah J. Maas is not good, but it is enjoyable. And but unlike Sarah J. Maas, I enjoy that, and like I'm like, oh, it's escapist, it's wonderful. Whereas this one, I'm like, what the fuck is she doing?
I do think I have an ebook copy of that, though. I don't know if it's one I need a physical copy of.
Okay, fair enough. If you like it, I will consider it. Vitra Nostra, no idea what that is, but that looks sick.
Yeah, I don't know what it is either. I just was like, what is it? It looks, as you said, sick.
Gifting me to his best friend, A Touch of Taboo by Katie Roberts.
I'm sorry, that just sounds
Amazing.
hilarious, okay?
Gifting me to his best friend. Alright. Take Love Boat Taipei off of your wish list. Because it is not good.
Oh. Okay.
Just so you know, Ali's birthday is Wednesday.
It is indeedy.
Wednesday! I love that you have the pre-order of A House of Sky and Breath already.
Yeah, and it's not even out until next year, but yep. Yeah.
January next year, yeah. Lover Awakens, interesting. Lover Eternal, Skullduggery Pleasant Grimoire, which I've got, and now I've been warned by Becca that I can't actually read it until we get to book 9 because there are just so many spoilers.
It's not out in the US until September 7th for me anyway, so
that's fine. You'll have caught up by that point. We'll be way past book 9 by then. Wish in the Dark, The Doctor, Three Wolves, White Ivy. There's actually a couple more that you need to take off this list because I know that you will be receiving them already, but I don't want to spoil the surprise.
No, I know Molly got me the deal because she's like, you better not have purchased that or I will kill you.
The Duchess deal, Girl Meets Duke. It's the fucking like titles of these. They're like the Mills and Boons one. Kill me because they're like, yeah, it's slutty, but it's also a pun.
I ordered a because it was like buy 2 get 1 free or something. I don't know. I was ordering something else, and I ordered a sapphic historical fiction romance, and I'm like, this is gonna be fantastic. There's just no way that's not fantastic.
Yeah, love that. Queen Takes Rose, more Kitty Roberts. The Lost Pocket 3 looks great. Maybe I'll just buy you a squishy. That is a very angry looking little doglet.
Oh, the angry doggy, yeah. I love stuffed animals, okay? Like a lot.
Foundling, that's cool. There's quite a few on here that I'm like, yes, I would like to get you all of these, but I'm not made of money, so that's not going to happen. You're the Witching. I love like seeing them and being like, oh yeah, Molly's recommended that one. Oh yeah, Emma's recommended that one. Like I kind of spark. I'm like, yeah, I know exactly why that one is there. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Project Hail Mary. That's a cool one. I've got the hardback of that. I need to read it. For the Wolf, I've also got, which I need to read. Now we're just getting into the territory of like, oh, I have so many books on my own TBR that I need to get to.
For the Wolf, I originally had ordered, but then they like canceled my order, and I was just like, oh, all right.
Did you do it via Amazon?
Huh?
You order it via Amazon?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they had loads. I don't know what happened. There were loads of just in general books that were pre-ordered over like April, May, that just weren't delivered.
Yeah.
It's just really stupid. Apparently, is the sequel, or the sequel hasn't been translated into English. Okay, fair enough. What's the language it's translated from? Could you not just like learn the language, Jamie? Jesus Christ, put some effort in.
just learn the entire language. It's fine.
I'm kidding. I'm saying that for anyone who doesn't know. Jamie will know that I'm kidding, obviously. Obviously.
On a lot of books right now, it's buy 2 get 1 free on Amazon.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. That doesn't come up on your wish list. It doesn't tell me that there.
You have to, because I was browsing through it all earlier because even though I can't spend any money, I was still looking because, of course.
Of course. I understand.
But you have to like click on the actual thing, and then it'll like say savings. Siri, I'm not talking to you. Shut up! No. The fuck?
Love that.
But yeah, it'll have like a green little banner if it's one of the ones included.
I see. Okay, my thing is now melting so much that it's changed the colour of my juice. and it has made the actual thing look a bit more like a tongue, and I hate that. I hate that consistency. Like, I don't want to like look at that. Tell me that doesn't look like a tongue.
I don't want to look at that. That's disgusting.
It's really grim. I didn't want to like talk about it and you not know what I mean, but also like the color of that is just deeply upsetting.
Really?
I'm upset. Are you not upset? I'm upset.
I hate that there's this thing at the bottom that says inspired by your wish list, and it's just more books to add to my wish list. I'm like, I hate you.
Oh, I know. To be fair, like I don't think my wish list is actually that bad.
Oh, mine is so bad.
Yeah, but you told me that you do a thing where you just put books in there that you're considering reading as opposed to like actually going to read. Whereas for me,
I just want to read everything, okay?
Yeah.
It's a problem.
I need you to know going in that it's physically not possible for you to read every book that ever was written, and that's okay. So I've got books that are the next in series, lots of graphic. Actually, I need to remove that one because I've got that one now. Actually, there's quite a few on here that I need to remove now.
I feel like I should add graphic novels to mine, because those I will like never buy for myself ever.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, like there's quite a few that I've bought myself recently, and I was just like, yeah, when I've read these and decided that I don't want to continue reading these, I'm just going to post them to you. Whether they're good or not, I'll just be like, oh yeah, just took off some extra books, it's fine.
That's fine. I'll read them because add them to my have read.
Have reads.
I also think it's funny when I put my thing and people were like, "Oh, well, you finished 2 books this week," and I'm like, "But did I? Or did I just have Hannah tell me about what happened in a book and claim to have finished it because I didn't want to read it anymore?"
Don't tell people that. It's meant to be a secret.
I don't.
But seriously, though.
I have no secrets. I can't keep secrets about myself, but other people about myself, no.
No.
It's just too much work.
Yeah, it's fair. I'm literally just scrolling through my own wish list. My wish list isn't even that long.
I'm really mad that your birthday was in February because I saw that Dracula book and I was like, when's Hannah's birthday? It was February.
The thing is, you could have just not told me and then just like saved it in like a little tab for later. I mean, to be fair, if you were to save it as a tab for later, I will absolutely forget that it exists and won't even matter. But you
I also
again,
don't know if it is a US or a UK thing either. Like, I don't know.
I couldn't find it, but that's just because I probably wasn't looking that hard. Lizzie, stop coming for us. Sometimes Ali and I like to pretend we have secrets. Actually, that's what I'm going to do next. So in the next sprint, I'm not going to read this. I'm going to read Spin the Dawn because I don't
even
like
in
it.
my stacks of books at this point because I'm just like, meh.
This is the thing, is like I'm literally only like 14 pages in. And this was meant to be like a documented buddy read. It was a really cool idea. Yeah, literally 14 pages in. And I'm not enjoying it.
I really think we just need to pick a different book, Hannah. Not gonna lie to you. Because I read the first 3 chapters and went, the main character I could not care any less about.
Thing is, though, it's literally things like the fact that she spends the entire prologue comparing herself to her brothers. But in the okay, and that's the first chapter. In the prologue, she's like, I used to have 2 brothers. And I'm like, cool. So you're introducing me to these characters. There's no point me growing attached to them. They're not gonna make it.
Well, they're the only interesting characters too, and you're just like, okay.
Yeah. No, I absolutely am the queen of DNFing, and if it wasn't for the fact that I said to Ali, let's find a duology that we can buddy read.
I don't think it needs to be.
This. No, you're right. I'm DNFing. I'm just gonna remove
it.
I'm not even gonna put it down as a DNF because it's not like I didn't finish it. I didn't get past chapter 1.
That's why
I did buy book 2 though.
Have you seen the cover of her new book? I keep seeing it, and I'm like, it's so pretty.
What, these ones? Which ones?
No, she has a new book out now, and the cover is gorgeous.
I'm sure it's stunning. But there's no point me keeping this one because I'm not going to read this. Whoops. But as for picking another book, recommendations. Maybe we should just try the one book as opposed to trying to like squeeze in a duology.
I don't think it needs to be a duology. I think we can just do books. Just any books.
Just any books. Any books that the two of us have not read that we can buddy read. And then I'll do that whole thing again. Let's open Goodreads and see. I might see if I can share it actually.
You could read this one with me.
I'd really rather not.
That is fair. That is fair. It's going to be. It better just be a wild ride because that's all I want.
There you go. Right. Can you see me and the screen?
Yes.
I've literally never done this, so I don't know if this works.
It's in.
Oh, no, I wanted that button. I wanted that button.
Wow, I should update that picture.
Okay, so owned TBR and owned TBR.
Are you talking?
I am, yeah.
I can't hear you anymore.
Good. What about now? Okay, so that wasn't working. That's fine. We won't bother with that anymore. There are 5 books that we both have on our own TBR.
Hold on. I think it's me. Say something?
There are 5 books on our own TBR. Oh no.
Hold on. For some reason,
I think I broke it.
Have stopped. I think I broke it. No, I'm trying to. I can't. My headphones aren't working.
Oh no.
You're playing through that. I couldn't hear you because you're coming out of there now.
Oh, I see.
It's gonna have to be fine, I guess.
Fair enough. Yeah, so there are 5 books that we both own, both in our both owned TBRs. Now, I appreciate you haven't updated it with all the many, many books that you've bought. But the 5 are The Secret of Nightingale Woods, which is the middle grade, A Study in Charlotte, which is one of Emma's favourites, Furyborn, which I really want to get to because I loved Saw Kill Girls. I thought that was great. To Kill a Kingdom, which I would be interested in because I've got it as an audiobook, and The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. Now, we can't do Addie LaRue because I have already promised to buddy read that with Olivia next month.
Well, I unhold A Study in Charlotte because I don't want to read it.
Okay, cool. So that leaves Furyborn, To Kill a Kingdom, and The Secret of Nightingale Woods. Or I can just look at books we both want to read, and it's an excuse to buy more books.
Yeah, I don't really want to read any of those right now, so.
Okay. So if we just change it to.
I've got my TBR for a really long time that I'm not super excited for right now.
To read and to read.
Oh, that list is a mess.
What?
My want to read list is just a disaster on Goodreads.
Well, yeah, but we've gone from having 5 books in common to 115. So it does give us a lot more options. You've got Given by Nandi Taylor, which is dragons.
I do own that one because you gave it to me, but that's going to be for a vlog, though, so.
Okie dokie. Actually, I'll just send you the link in the private chat so you can also have a look at this at the same time. Because I don't want to well, I guess I could share it. It's just I don't know if that meant that you couldn't hear me.
No, that
was just your. Okay, in which case, I will share my screen again, see if this works. Hopefully it will. There we go. So, Yeah, we've got Given. I mean, we've got loads. It's just whether any of these tickle your fancy, as it were.
Most of these are ones I don't remember, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Well, that's why I'm like, oh, okay, let's go with ones I recognise. So Kingdom of Liars, I remember adding. Who I was with her. I really want to read this, but I can't get a copy anywhere at the moment, which is really annoying. Foul is Fair should be sick.
I think that's one of the ones that's. Hold on, let me. I think that's on my wish list somewhere. Hold on. That's not part of the sale. How dare it?
Rude.
How dare?
What about Horrid?
I thought you already read that.
No. I've posted it on my Instagram. That doesn't mean I've read it.
For some reason,
Those things are not mutually exclusive. Have you read the Henna Wars yet? Because you've read the most recent one, haven't you? The fake dating one.
Yeah, I really liked it. It was really good.
That's cool. I also really want to read Chosen Ones. I think it's an adult fantasy rather than a YA fantasy. Fable, I want to do a vlog for, so I can't be that one. One by One, I'm really nervous it's going to be really bad because the last Ruth Ware one I read, I really didn't like. So I'm like nervous about that one. So yeah, I'm just going to scroll through this again, and then if anyone in the comments fancies giving a suggestion. I wouldn't say Loveless yet, just because I've only read Solitaire so far.
The only one is Radio Silence.
Yeah, that's fair. When I reviewed Solitaire, I was kind of like, oh, this is really sad. Like, her life is not good. She's really miserable. And it really kind of was jarring for me because when I read Heartstopper, Tori is such a staple character in that. Like, and I just love the way it's portrayed. So I found it really jarring to be like in her head when her head is not what I expected it to be or not what I wanted it to be. And it's not that it wasn't good rep, it just didn't replicate what I wanted. And I found that because I had too many expectations going in, like, I appreciate that Solitaire came out before Heartstopper did. So for most people, that's not the case. They understood. And there were a lot more references to Heartstopper, references to Solitaire even in the most recent Heartstopper book. So I did appreciate that. Reading that one, I was like, oh, cool. Like, it's all kind of like forming into nice pieces. But I should not have read Heartstopper before Solitaire. Because it ended up being a 3-star for me. Because I was just like, the writing's fine. Like, there wasn't anything special about it. But the thing that I should have really enjoyed, I just didn't because of that. You know?
And I feel like we should read something gothic-y together, because I feel like it's the only thing that will probably actually, for sure, at least make it through.
Yes. What do you want to read that's gothic-y? Oh, didn't you just say you got The Year of the Witching? Or is that on your wish list?
No, the author of A Witch in Time is the one that followed us.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. So what okay. What gothic-y thing are you in the mood for?
I don't know.
You said you've never read any of the classics, or that you don't like the classics. Was that it, or was that something else?
I don't read classics.
So you wouldn't read like Jekyll and Hyde or Dracula or anything like that? Not even for a video, Ellie? Not even for me?
I don't know if I'd make it through it. That's why I don't know if it's a good.
That's fair.
I think I have to try to read classics before I dedicate to reading classics.
To be fair, if you are going to try classics, do Jekyll and Hyde. 1, because it's like less than 200 pages, and 2, because it's just a murder mystery and it's kind of fun.
I think the first classic I'll probably read is Rebecca. It's the only one that I'm like really interested in.
Yeah, see, that's yeah, I can see that's more of a modern classic because I think it was written in like the 60s. So yeah, that's fair. But it is dense. Like, as classics go, Jekyll and Hyde is easier to read than Rebecca.
Yeah, I don't have any interest in Jekyll and Hyde.
I'm just saying. Jesus Christ. Usually you're like, oh, Hannah, I trust you in your recommendations. And now you're just like, no. Which is fair. But still,
Look,
that's my feelings.
one thing is I don't really like murder mysteries.
No, you don't like... I thought you said you don't like cozy mysteries. You like thrillers, though. You read thrillers all the time.
Yeah. But not like... It has to be like if it's actually just like a murder mystery where you're just like, who murdered this person? And that's like the whole thing. I usually don't.
Yeah. No, that's not what it is at all. It's just that it's paced out like you'd need to read it to understand. But it is like it's a mystery horror rather than just a straight. It's not like an Expector Cluedo kind of thing. Like it's also one of the other ones where I'm like, they could have made it gay and they choose not to, and that's kind of rude.
Gonna write a gay Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde retelling now.
Like the thing is though, it's one of those ones where like when I studied it at uni, they were like, you can absolutely read this subtext as text. Like these two men go on walks together every single day. They have dinner with each other every single day. If it was socially acceptable at that time for these two men to be married, they absolutely would be. Like they spend all of their time together. It's gay. It's a bit more gay than Dracula is, because Dracula's a bit like, they just had a holiday together, but then he went and married a woman, so he can't be gay. And you're like, oh, okay.
Okay.
I'll believe that. Never.
Madame is a chunker, isn't it?
I suddenly panicked that I was playing with this bookmark and that I'd lost my place in this book, but I already have a bookmark in there, so it's fine. Completely forgetting that I've just taken it out of Spin the Dawn. Actually, I need to take that off my Goodreads now. Oops.
Whoopsies. Look, we only picked it because it was a duology. That was the only reason we picked.
Well, that and because I've heard good things. But to be honest, it was, yeah.
I'm at the point now where even if I'm only like 30 pages into a book, if I'm not interested, I'm just done. Like, I just can't.
Oh, for sure. Like, thing is, though, usually I can just be like, nah. Like, this is why, like... So, as Lizzie said, I'm the reason Lizzie started DNFing, because I am not someone who can, like, hate read something. If I'm not enjoying it, it just doesn't fucking happen. And that's why I was so disappointed that, like, the book that we'd chosen for this project was such a bust, because it was just like, oh, it really could have been anything. Do I have any suggestions for Gothic retellings of Gothic classics? Probably, yes. The first one that came to mind is The Deathless Girls, which is a retelling, still Gothic retelling of Dracula, but it focuses on his wives. It has LGBTQ rep, BIPOC rep, and it's a real kind of like, not Mystery in the Woods, but kind of like a Gothic woods vibe. They get like taken away to a castle. It's just a good time. I really, really enjoyed that. I finished that in like 2 days. Other retellings. I need time to think about it. I will come back with more though, for sure. But that's the one that I would absolutely recommend off the top of my head.
Have you read The Mercies yet?
No.
I haven't read any Kieran Millward Hardgrave yet.
The one I just recommended is Kieran Millward Hardgrave, and actually the first Hardgrave that I read was the Girl of Ink and Stars, which is a middle grade that I thought was fine. It just needed fleshing out a bit for me. Like, it all kind of like happened a bit too quick. Like, it was under like 200 pages again, I think, and it was just over and done very, very quickly. But it was quite interesting. I'm absolutely going to make a video. I'm absolutely going to make a video, especially with Gothtober coming up. Yep. There will be loads more Gothic content coming up on my channel. Don't you worry.
I'm making a video for Gothtober called All of the Gothic Books I Want to Read that I recently discovered.
Yeah. Do you want to just cut the content that I've made into a list and just... But yes, I think Mercies would be a great choice.
You have to order it now, because I don't want the copy from the States.
That's fair. That's fair.
But then it would take forever to get here because my mail's been so slow, so we should probably pick something I can get off Amazon.
Jamie, I don't know if you know this about me. I struggle with books over 400 pages because by that point I've lost interest. So if you're expecting me to read 1,200 pages just to see if you can be bothered, I can already tell you, no. Neither of us can be bothered. Let's read something else.
You're gonna have
Just
to be
saying.
the one to come up with the Gothic books here, Han.
What in general?
Like, what do you want to read? Pick
I
something.
thought we did read on the Mercies. We're not reading the. Oh, did you want to read something that you've actually got so we can start?
Because the mail here has been so slow. If you
Right.
send me that, I don't know when the hell I'm going to get it. So I need to get something I can order off Amazon.
Okay.
That's the deal. I still do want the Mercies at some point, but that needs to be like our next one or something because
Yeah. Okay. No, that makes sense. Yeah, it's weird because like usually the post gets to you in like 2 weeks.
No,
and actually there's someone else who's ordered it. Who's going to Omaha, and she ordered it like 6 weeks ago, and it still isn't there, which is really frustrating.
It's definitely the mail here, at least like where I am, because even when I order things off Amazon right now, it is not 2-day shipping. It takes like a week to get here. It's been so slow.
Okay, let's have a look. Gothic. We're looking for Gothic. Yellow Jessamine looks Gothic. Year of the Witching. Witches of Ash and Ruin. The Wicked Cometh. What Big Teeth.
Oh, that's a new one.
I've heard mixed things about that one as well. I'm not sure how I feel about that one, but like I was really interested in it right up until that point.
There's this one called The Whispering House.
What?
Called The Whispering House.
Yeah, can you show it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's one of the ones that was like the top of your wants to read or is reading thing or owned thing.
It's one of the ones on my wish list.
A wish list, that's where I saw it.
It says, eerie and addictive, like Wuthering Heights, The Whispering House is a melancholy novel. Its characters filled with dark longings.
Great, so it's going to be sad.
I like sad.
Yeah, sad does not equate to Gothic, though.
It's about a house with creepy paintings and stuff. Anything with a creepy house is Gothic.
No, that's not how that works.
Yes, it is.
Yes. Molly!
Hi.
I was so excited to see you that I breathed in really aggressively twice. We're discussing Gothic books that we could buddy read, Molly. So feel free to weigh in.
Yeah, because we're really bad at this.
Hey, I've just got a long fucking list to work through, okay? And I'm also thinking, like, what I can be asked to read soon, you know?
Fair. How about just tell me what you're interested in reading soon? Just in general. Because I'm sure there will be something that you're interested in reading soon that I will also want to read.
I mean, there's quite a few books on my owned TBR and current TBR that I haven't quite got to yet. The next couple of books for the Elemental Library look really good. So this month is obviously The Girl in the Walls. And then next month, I hope Kelly doesn't mind me telling you, is going to be Tall Bones, which is going to be like Gothic-y in that it's going to be like Southern Gothic. That's going to be really fucking cool.
That's what Girl in the Walls is too.
So that should be fun. And it's also got like culty Christianity creepy vibes. I don't know. Like the things I'm trying to just fucking finish stuff, to be honest. And really struggling. Actually, let's have a look on my spreadsheet. I'm that good. See, this is literally me all year round. Is I want to wait until October, but I also cannot wait until October. October is too far away.
Yeah. Like, I just got The Maidens, and I'm like, save it. Don't save it.
Yeah.
Don't save it.
Save it. Don't save it. So currently, books that I really want to read at the moment that I haven't yet started is Malice, Beyond the Black Door, Black Sun, Lost in the Neverwoods, The Storm Crow, Who I Was with Her, As I Descended, The Portrait of Dorian Gray, which I know you don't want to read, and The Extraordinaries. Foul is Fair, As I Descended again, because apparently I haven't read that yet. Wings of Fury, Witches Steeped in Gold. I've already put on my TBR for next month Poison Study, obviously. Oh, Ali, you're not going to react to that at all? Cool.
What? I did this.
I didn't see you do that. So it just looked like you were just like
like, wow, that's nice.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, Hannah, I'm really not excited for the thing I'm hosting.
Danny, I need to tell you that when I was a teacher, there was a certain group of kids in my class that would say "still" at the end of every sentence, like they were Stormzy. So it'd be like, "Shit, I need to buy Lost in the Neverwoods still." And that's how that hurt. That's how I heard that comment. And I know that's not what you sound like, but the moment you put "still" at the end, it was like "still." You know?
Oh, Lost in the Neverwoods is part of the get 3 for the price of 2 sale.
Let's do that. Let's do Lost in the Neverwoods. Because I want to do that as a vlog anyway, because I wanted to read Peter Pan and then see what the key differences are, because Peter Pan is problematic as fuck.
Oh, yeah. I actually read that when I was a kid. I don't remember, but I have no interest in rereading Peter Pan.
So I was going to do it as like a duo thing. I'm just saying that you took me back to your place. That's not rude. Just letting you know.
Yeah.
Amazon.
And Target, if you're in the States.
She's not.
She's not.
She's
okay, well,
not.
then not Target, only Amazon. They always have their sale at the same time, which is odd, but...
Okay, I'll do that. I will read Peter Pan, Lost in the Neverwoods, and Wendy Darling.
Well, then we can't do that for our vlog.
Soz. Whoops.
What else was on your list, Hannah?
Like 100 things.
Yeah, well, I already forgot all of them.
Okay. What about Bunny? Have you read Bunny?
Ooh, no, but I really want to.
Right? It looks really fucking creepy. Let's do that. Let's read Bunny.
Bunny is also part of the get 3 for the price of 2 sale.
Bunny it is.
Now
I just need to find my copy. So I think my mum has it.
Now I have to spend more money.
Yeah. Read your list Animaniac style. You're going to need to elaborate. I don't know what you mean.
Me either. I've only heard good things about Bunny and that it's weird.
Same. Yeah. People either love it or they're like, it's so fucking weird. And I'm like, good.
Yeah, that's what I want. The thing is, though, is a lot of times when people say that I read it and I'm like, it's not really that weird.
I'm like, oh, this is boring. They didn't do anything, but not in like a cool gothic way.
I'm like, no, if you tell me that something's really weird, it better be just like absolutely fucked. Because just kind of weird. I'm kind of weird.
Yes, I've heard that it's like Heathers meets Frankenstein.
Now I have to
excited. Well, as someone who's absolutely adored Catherine House, I'm excited for more. We're at uni and everything's creepy vibes, you know? New adult gothic. Love that for me.
What other 2 books do I get off my wish list?
I've got to open your wish list again. All right, give me a sec.
Because, it's by 2, get 1 free. So I have to buy 2 and get 1 free.
That makes sense.
Even though I still have to pay you $100.
Is that actually what it comes out to?
It's over
Shit. That's nuts.
It's like
That's nuts. That exchange rate is bizarre. Because, like, for me, I was like, oh, it's 45 quid. That exchange rate is nuts. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that's why I looked at it and I went, oh, my bank account.
I mean, I did say that I would just send it to you anyway because it's your birthday, but whatever.
Yeah, but that's a lot.
Yeah. Well, it isn't for me because it's like half of that. Okay, let's have a look at your wish list. What can you get on your wish list? Oh, also, click remember. I want to save this for later. Right, my phone is so dead that it's now beeping at me.
Do you ever charge that thing?
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, Madam's fun. Get yourself some more Katie Roberts. If you're going to do the 3 for 2, get something you know. She's not part of the 3 for 2. Which books are part of the 3 for 2?
I could get the Midnight Bargain by C.L. Polk. What Big Teeth is part of it.
Nice.
White Ivy is part of it. The Doctor is part of it.
Do it. Do it.
Okay, well then
get the Doctor and see if you can get the roommate as well.
just get some smut.
Yeah. I feel like it'd be a nice palate cleanser for after Bunny. Whereas what I've got going on is ogre porn. Because I ordered that thing from the Kindle store after TikTok was like, are you sure you don't want to watch this? And then just as I like buy it and go, okay, maybe, I don't think I do, but maybe, is when like this ice barbarian thing popped up everywhere. And I was like, oh, I don't have time for all this erotica, guys. I'm trying to read other things.
The Roommate is not part of that deal.
Disappointing. They're like, we want you to have a good time, but not too much of a good time. Interesting.
I don't know what I'm doing. I don't sleep. It's fine.
Isn't it like midday for you?
Yeah, but I barely slept last night.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's every night, Hannah. It's fine. It's just my life. Okay.
Danny, Waypoint Books does have a wish list capability, so you can just do it on there. But if it's not on Waypoint already, you can just message me and make a request, and I can put it on there, so you can add it to your wish list.
Oh.
I won't read it, but I've heard good things. Yeah, that's fair. But I heard that you really enjoyed Dragon Erotica, Lizzie. You're not interested in Ice Planet Barbarians?
I keep getting Dragon Erotica emails.
Yeah, because you like dragons and you like dicks. They're like...
They're like dragon dicks? Yeah, but they're always like...
You know what worries me? It always worries me when, like, in the blurb, they'll be like, and the dick changes shape. And I'm like, why?
I'm like, I would prefer it didn't. Does it have to?
Dragons are not the same as aliens. They are in that neither of them exist.
In that it's still weird.
That too. And aliens do exist. Have I told you my theory of where I think the myth of dragons comes from?
Dinosaurs?
basically. I reckon someone in like the Middle Ages must have just like discovered a dinosaur skeleton and then been like, oh my god, dragon! You know?
Yeah, that makes sense. Nothing I want is part of this stupid fucking deal.
I am excused.
Anything wrong with liking weird porn?
No kink shame here. If you like dragon porn, you like dragon porn. If you don't like dragon porn, that's fine too. We're not gonna unkink you either. It's fine.
I was just telling Hannah that I read the most recent Katie Robert book and went, yep.
Have you seen the TV series Community?
Yeah.
There's a bit in it where like, the principal's like, I hope this doesn't awaken anything in me. Shape-shifting dragons are fine, but do they need to be able to
shape-shift their
microcosm that to like specific parts of the anatomy? No. No. That seems like a lot. Although to be fair, like in Kingdom of Flesh and Fire, there's this bit where she's basically like full on making out with one guy whilst this other guy is just pressed up behind her, and it's just like the guy can't leave. He's just there. And she's like, oh, I didn't really want you to be there. And he's like, I don't really want to be here either, but I'm just stood here. And I'm just like, that's a thing that happens, I guess.
Okay, the book will be here on Friday.
Woo! So I have to start it before Friday. That's what you're telling me.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Because, yeah.
Only on my fucking live stream would be where this went. Yeah. Like, do you remember last week when we didn't talk about bestiality? Oh, welcome back, Molly.
Talking about porn.
Pack one thing, then have a snack. And then pack something else and have a snack. Until it becomes so fully reinforced as positive reinforcement that you're fully content and you've packed.
I've started reinforcing that naps are good to my child, but he takes a nap and I put a snack by his head so when he wakes up there's magically a snack. So now he just thinks that if he takes a nap, snacks magically appear.
Yeah, my dog is the same. We've trained the dog to be like, oh, get out of the living room, you can have a biscuit. And he's like, cool. So now he just stands in like the living room door just like, biscuit?
Biscuit? Dogs take such advantage of that stuff, though. They'll like walk in somewhere and be like, oh, wait, I'm not supposed to be here. I left.
The problem is Bailey is really old, like really old, and it's got to the point now where his hearing has gone, his eyesight is going, and sometimes if you stroke him and he doesn't realise you're there, he gets scared, and when he gets scared, he farts. So, like, he'll walk into the living room and he'll just be like, and then it will just stink for the rest of the day, and you're just like, what did you eat?
If my dog farts, he scares himself. He looks at his butt like his butt attacked him. He's just like...
His butt did attack him. That was an attack. Okay, about the farting or about the biscuits? Because these comments come in delayed, so I don't know. What did you mean for the biscuits, or are we still talking about bestiality still?
Is it porn, biscuits, or farting?
Right, Ali, we need to finish this live soon because I can't deal with the mix. Both is good. Farting, biscuits, and dragon porn. That is Lizzie's brand, for sure. I think Bailey and I are spiritually the same. Oh, for sure. For sure.
Well, okay. Speaking of farts.
Yeah. I wish we weren't, but yeah.
When I was really pregnant, I walked down the stairs and farted every time I took a step.
Why not just have just get out your system fart and then carry on down the stairs?
That's not how it works.
I'm just imagining no.
Pretty much, yeah.
Amazing.
He's, sitting near the bottom of the steps and it's just like... And I'm like,
that's hilarious.
Time I step, step, a baby jiggles onto all of my organs.
Yeah, that's fair. At least you have the excuse. Imagine if you were like, oh yeah, that happens to me sometimes. Like this is probably an overshare, but if I get gassy, I'm just like, no one even look at me. I'm just gonna sit here and fart for 6 hours. Although my favourite thing ever is when my friend Claire, so I had my appendix out when I was 14 and it was really bad because I played rugby with it, so it ruptured and I had to go to hospital, and like at the time I thought it was just tummy ache, but it was really, really bad. And my friend Claire rang me about 4 weeks after I got back from, and she's a hypochondriac, so if you have an illness, she also has the illness because she just feels it because you're feeling it thing. And she rang me and was just like, I think I have appendicitis, it really hurts. And then 2 minutes later called me again because actually it was just gas. And she just really needed to fart. Yeah.
No.
This is it. I've never been lactose intolerant, but I think I might be lactose sensitive. That's great because I think, yeah.
I am
sometimes
intolerant, and sometimes I eat ice cream anyway, and then I go, excuse me, I'm gonna go sit on the toilet for an hour.
Yeah, that's fair. Like, it is one of those few things. Like, if someone's intolerant to peanuts, if someone's allergic to peanuts, they don't go anywhere near peanuts. But lactose intolerant people, they're like, I'm sorry, go without cheese? I think not. I think the fuck not.
Well, I'm also just like food sensitive to fucking everything, so I'm like, I give up.
You're just a picky eater. Just in general, just a picky eater.
That too. Hey, that's what happens when you raise yourself, damn it.
That's fair. I am worried that when I move in by myself again, I'm going to have to actually feed myself on a regular basis because I hate cooking. So I probably just won't eat.
Just do what I do and don't.
Danny, you're here for chilled chaos. We promised that. So we delivered.
I don't know how chill the chaos is, but...
It was chilled in that we read for nearly an hour.
True.
I don't know what you're doing anymore.
I don't sleep anymore. My brain doesn't work. It didn't work in the first place, and now it's just running on empty.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Malfunctions. Just.
How many pages have you got of Malibu Rising left?
That was really loud. Apologies. Like 100.
Okay. I was gonna say because we could do another sprint if you want, or we can leave it because we've been here for 2.5 hours, and I think maybe you need a nap.
Oh, I can't take a nap.
What do you mean you can't take a nap?
It's only me home right now.
So you can't nap because babies? Are your babies not napping? Sprinting it is then. And also, please. Please. Okay. Do you want to do the whole...
I always imagine a snake.
What for, please?
Just, please.
Yeah, that works. That works. I like that. I also, I mean, Danny's already made a reference to Harry Potter in the things, but I can't help making the thanks reference. Do you know from the first film?
Oh, yeah. I actually do this a lot. Like, it's like my thinking movement. I just start thinking and turn into a crab.
I do this. What I'm thinking. If I'm like fidgeting and thinking of something.
I can't do that. What is happening? Nope, not that coordinated.
I was doing it. Lizzie and Danny were literally had that the other day. That's a lot easier. You're right. As a thinking thing.
Hands, thank you.
When I've got my acrylics on, like when I get my nails done, I will do that for hours.
Yeah.
That.
I do it on my leg. I tap my fingers on my leg and count in threes because.
All the time. I am just a fidget, though.
Hard not to.
What is this magic trick? It's my special skill. Like, you know when people in like movies and stuff are like, oh, what's your secret talent? That's mine. Or like I nearly went on first dates and they were like, do you have any like special skills or like anything like that? And I was like, I can do this. And they were like, oh.
My thumb pops in and out of the socket.
That's disgusting. How are you married and I'm not, when you're like sat there like dislocating your own thumb? And I'm just like, I'm a nice person. I'm not a nice person. I'm actually the worst. Okay, so it's midnight. Enjoy your sleep.
Also, I used to be a skinny blonde.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you're still a skinny blonde. You just got shorter pink hair. That's fine. I'm a Rubenesque brunette. It's very different.
I'm just really, really good at hiding my chubby.
So what you're saying is that you lied to Tony long enough to get married?
Yeah, pretty much.
Right. I know that's not what happened.
No, what happened is I took my pants off and went to bed, not thinking that the man was then going to try to sleep with me, and then just went, this is fine.
There are so many things wrong with that sentence that I don't even know where to begin.
We'd been hanging out for a while. I was spending the night. I didn't want to wear my jeans to bed, so I took them off. The man then decided to try to sleep with me, and I went, sure, why not?
The man.
The man. Yeah, the man.
Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't realize we were dating until one day he said, hey, this is my girlfriend. And I went,
I am not.
I went, oh.
Imagine if he'd been like, oh, this is my wife. And you're like, when did we get married? And he's like, that time that we had sex. We consummated it in front of the eyes of the Lord. We're now married.
Oh, did I ever tell you what he did after the first time we had sex?
Probably not.
Okay, so he's used to dating.
Just to remind you that this is on the internet. Just to remind you.
It's not anything bad. And honestly, if it was, I'd probably say it anyway because it's me. No, he was used to dating dumb girls, I guess, who don't use their brain to make decisions.
Okay.
He sent me a long-ass message the next day detailing to me the different kinds of birth control that are available to women. Because he was like, if we're going to keep doing this thing. And I went, I'm on birth control or that wouldn't have happened. And he went, oh.
He mansplained to you and you were like, this will be the father of my children.
I was only 19 at the time, so I mean...
I still couldn't stand a mansplainer at 19. I remember I had a one-night stand with a guy.
It wasn't like mansplaining, though. It was just like, he had honestly just dated so many girls that don't think of that kind of thing that he was just like... I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, and that's why you're married to him and I'm not. That and the distance. The distance would prove tricky.
That's the only reason my parents stayed married for as long as they did, is they didn't have to see each other.
Oh, okay. Congrats.
And the day they admitted that to me was the day I went, maybe you just shouldn't be married.
Yeah, probably. Ali, would you like an update on my ice lolly?
No! Does it still look like a fucking tongue? Oh. Drink it. Drink it. Drink
Absolutely
it.
not.
Drink it.
No, it's all like lumpy.
Drink it.
No, because I'm not a freshman.
I can't just chant until you do it.
No.
But yeah, see, that works with me.
I don't want you to feel self-conscious about your story time, but we dropped from having 10 people watching us to just 2 after your little mansplaining story. Just saying.
Look. I thought it was funny, okay?
I thought it was funny too. Chug, chug, chuff. Did you misspell chug, even though you wrote it 3 times before. Embarrassing.
Embarrassing.
See, it worries me then, right? If I were to have married the guy I was dating at 19, he's a police officer now. It would not have worked.
I love how immediately you said that, and I just went, ooh.
Right? Mm-mm.
I met my husband after swearing off serious relationships because the last guy I dated spent months calling me, threatening to kill himself after we broke up. So I was a little bit done with that.
Yeah, that's fair. I think this kills me because I know so many people that say that as well, that are like, oh yeah, I decided I didn't want to date anymore, and then suddenly I was married. And I was like, I feel like all of you are just absolute quitters because I decided not to date ever again. 10 years later, I haven't. I've stuck by that.
Look, I thought we weren't dating.
Yeah, you didn't correct him when he said you were, so...
Because I was like, well, we do hang out every single day.
Every single day.
Whoops.
At 22, we're going to read, just so you know. Okay.
So stop telling people weird stories about my life.
I mean, I don't want you to stop telling me weird stories about your life. But the problem is every time you tell a story, I do feel that I should also contribute, you know? Okay. I met my partner. We're getting him on through stem cell transplant. He was a chef in the cafe. That's really romantic.
That's a lot better. I just went to a Walmart at midnight.
Here's how my parents got together, right? My dad was in the Boys Brigade, and they were playing football against the Scouts. My mum wasn't paying fucking attention in school when she said, don't bother going to badminton training later. The sports hall is being taken up by the Boys Brigade. So she rocked up in her badminton gear, prepared to play badminton, and there was no fucking badminton because she wasn't listening. And then my granddad, like an absolute creep, spent the entire time like chatting to her because she was chanting for the other side because she knew the boys in that team, and he was like, you should have been chanting for this team because that's my son. And she was just kind of like, it's kind of fit your son. And they just spent like the entire time like chatting, and then she went for a drink with my dad, and the rest, as they say, is history. And I'm like, there's so much of that could have gone wrong.
Yeah, that.
And then my dad didn't propose to my mum. His mum said, are you guys ever going to get married? And he then turned to my mum whilst they were doing the dishes and went, did you want to? And that was it. Engaged.
I husband until we went to Walmart and bought a ring one time.
That's cute.
It wasn't. It sounds cute, but it wasn't. It was more like I literally nagged him into it.
Right, Danny, do I need to send you the link for this live stream so that you can tell us this story in detail? Because I have so many questions. And don't tell me, I will send you the link if you want
it. I told my sister I wasn't a virgin, and then she called and told my parents while they were on vacation.
Okay, Danny has said yes. I'm sending Danny the link. At some point, Danny might turn up and tell us this story. It's just for this story, Danny, and then you can fuck off. I don't... I'm kidding.
It's really awful.
Or am I?
When someone tells a story, I realize I have a weirder story, and then I tell the story, and they're like...
This is the thing. It's like, I remember we were talking about, like, our childhoods, and we were like, oh, yeah, and then this happened, and you're like, yeah, my friend's dad had, like, a meth lab. What?
And then
I'm sorry.
Yeah, and it's like, and then their dog bit me, and then I got their parents arrested for having a meth lab.
Yeah. Standard. Normal. Totally fine. I'm taking forever to send this goddamn link. I couldn't decide if I wanted to send it via Instagram, which is how Danny and I usually communicate outside of WhatsApp, or Twitter, which is how you and I usually communicate. So I've just sent it via Instagram. So the sprint will be postponed until I've heard Danny's story. Also, I am also here. So Lizzie, I'm assuming, will either be on screen next to Danny, or we'll just take the link. Just also throw herself on, which is fine.
Story of how I lost my virginity. I took my pants off and went to bed.
Uh-huh. All right.
Yep.
That sounds thrilling. I hope you enjoy. Here they are. Whoop whoop.
Oh. Okay, story time. It's really weird. There's a delay, and I can see myself like 5 seconds later.
Right, stop watching yourself and tell me this goddamn story.
Listen, I'm a narcissist. Let me look at myself. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so story. I worked at a summer school during the summer, and I met a really good friend. Her name was Lily. She knows. Everyone knows this. It's fine. I've told this story many a time. And I was 22, and we had a few drinks, and lost my virginity to her. It's fine. It was fine. We're still good friends. Then about 3 months later, it was December, and I went to a New Year's Eve party. Or rather, I hosted a New Year's Eve party at their house because I couldn't host at my house because I had a shared flat and I didn't want to host. But little did I know that everyone who was there was in a couple. Except for Luke, her brother, and me. So, you know, as you go, midnight comes around. I'd had a few drinks. He'd had a few drinks. We made out. That's all fine. In the morning, because I texted Lily asking, does Luke know that we slept together? Now, Lily interpreted this as, does Luke remember that Luke and I slept together? That did not happen. So Lily goes up to Luke and says, did you and Danny sleep together? And Luke's like, no. So then Lily has to explain, reads the message again and goes, oh fuck. So then she had to go and explain to her brother that we slept together 3 months prior. Then Luke proceeded not to tell me that for a good 3 months until I felt so awkward because we were talking about past sexual partners.
And you're like, oh yeah, that sibling of yours.
Yeah.
This does sound like a CW storyline. Just to bring it full circle to what we were talking about earlier. Like, I could absolutely see this on CW. It's very, or if not CW, classic OG Skins.
Danny, were you
You know?
here when I told the story about my husband's dad's girlfriend?
I don't think I was here for that.
First of all, she's just kind of a bitch. And they found out I was bi, okay? They knew I was bi because it's not a secret. She's like 40s, 50s, like, because that, you know, so is his dad. We were hanging out with them, and she proceeds to accuse me of dating Tony, my now husband, to get to her because I was in love with her. And so she was like accusing me of this and telling my husband's dad, being like, they're just together because she wants me.
I mean, Katie Roberts would write it.
Yeah, but she was like full on like attacking me to the point that like I don't angry yell at people. I got up and yelled in this woman's face.
Nice.
Because I was so done. Because she was actually like full on looking at my husband's father and going, she doesn't really love your son. She just wants to get to me. It was...
That's a lot.
It was
Well,
a
you know.
lot. It was a lot. I was like,
Wow.
You really think you're so hot that a 21-year-old wants to sleep with you and dates your boyfriend's son?
To be fair, to throw one of my stories out here, I was very close to breaking up with a boy right up until I saw his dad and was like, well, if he looks like that when he's his age, maybe I'll stick it out. It didn't work.
Yeah, thinking back, I very much hope that my friends will never see this, but If I'd stay, luckily they both look like their mum. Let me just say that.
So what you're saying is, if you could go back in time, rather than sleep with either of them, you'd like to sleep with their mum. That's what you're saying? That's what I got from that. What I got from that is, if for some reason you did have the capacity to go back in time, you'd have been like, Luke, Lily, love you both. MILF over there, introduce me.
Okay, well, when a bunch of my guy friends found out that my parents got separated, they went, so your mom, and I went,
what is it with guy friends just being like, so your mom? I'm like, she's a married woman.
my mom does look really good for like just turning 60, but again, she's 60.
Mm.
That was the thing with my dad.
I was about to say she's 60, but she could still get it. And as I went to say it, my throat just went, no. And I was like dying.
Nice.
Soz.
Should I leave now?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Actually, you know what? You guys have got way better stories than me, so I'll just.
Oh.
All right then. Let me amuse.
I could tell you the first time my mom told me that she wanted to borrow my handcuffs.
I mean, I can tell about the story when my dad went to empty out the house and he found a box under my bed and was like,
yeah, that's it. Is my mom found them and then asked me if she could have them.
oh no.
Yeah.
I had my mum ask me.
My favorite thing about all of that was the panic from both of you, and 2 was Lizzie's face when you started talking about toys of just.
I mean, I also had the situation where my mum came into my room and said, after I'd spent some time with my dad's, so I was tidying your room. She shouldn't have, because I was a pretty much grown woman, but you know. And then she went, I thought I found a microphone. And then I realized it wasn't. What is it? And I was like, oh, Mum, I'm going to refer you to this website and then never speak to you.
Look at the reviews, Mum. It gets 5 stars every time. That's what you mean by site, right?
Mom, I was
Yeah.
black. She went, yeah, I know. I thought you were sleeping with your friends.
I will share like I said, when my parents got divorced, my people were like, but your dad looks quite good for it. Like, how old is your dad? Like, and I will share you a picture where he actually looks decent. That sounds mean. And then I will share you a photo of his personality.
To be fair, in every single photo that Danny has shared with me of her dad, is that.
Right. For anyone that missed that, this is what I got of Lizzie. Just.
Listen, I'm a small human, leave me alone.
I know, but it was just the.
So this is my dad
Oh.
when he poses, and then this is my dad when that was my dad when I take a photo of him. This is my dad when he takes a photo of himself.
Ooh, I'm hot under the collar for that. I'm absolutely not, by the way. But I do have a very similar photo of me, which I've just with like a hat on. That I'm like, not going to share it on the internet though. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, my dad doesn't know this, that I have just shared this, and I hope he never will find out. He probably will, because he's weird like that.
Mm.
I love how Lizzie's tiny head is just like there.
Listen, if I came closer to the camera, we wouldn't have this problem. But
No, stay
Okay.
where you are. It's hilarious. We've got 10 more minutes before I need to go and make myself some dinner. So.
Mini sprint? No, I can't sprint for 10 minutes.
But that would actually be a sprint as opposed to half an hour.
Did you-
You're there, Ali.
Oh,
Oh, was baby crying? Is that why you've muted? Oh, poor baby. I forget the babies need to eat like a lot because Ali was feeding the baby before we even started. I'm like, oh, it's been 3 hours. Yeah, that makes sense.
I was about to say poor Ali.
Right here. He just never stops eating.
Me either.
I was about to say that's a mood. Oh.
Also, Lizzie and Danny were there when my ASOS package arrived on Saturday. I have already spilt food down 2 of the things that arrived.
Of course you have.
All
That makes
of-
sense.
I don't think I was there for that, but okay.
You were behind Lizzie. At one point, I was like, I have the thing. And you were all like, oh.
You know when we thought it was the fairy loot box and we all got very excited and then
And then it wasn't.
That's why I don't remember. I think I must have zoned out.
You're like, oh, it's not Fairy Loot. Don't care.
Don't care.
Oh, I should check to
True.
Check to what, Ali? Finish the sentence.
Do I do that a lot where I just don't?
Yeah. To be fair, I do it too. And like, I do it, it must be something that I've picked up from you because I do it a lot now. And Kieran was just like, you start like 8 or 9 sentences a day that you just don't finish.
Lizzie called me out for this the other day.
Like literally we were in the middle of a conversation. Danny started talking and then just stopped and I was like, what is the end of that sentence?
And then I started a new sentence and didn't finish it again.
Yeah.
Let's have to ask again, and I did it again.
I find it so frustrating when I edit my videos because there are so many times where I start a sentence and then I finish a completely different sentence. And like, it's not like I'm talking for a couple of minutes and then I finish that thought. It's that I will literally start that same sentence 3 times in 3 different ways and it never reaches a conclusion. So then I'm like, cool, I just have to delete all of that. None of that was helpful.
Yep.
So,
Bye. Briquette's going.
oh, sad.
It's still not here.
It's really starting to stress me out, to be honest.
I
Wait.
guarantee it's my post office. It's just
You know what's going to happen? You're going to get your suggestions for next month before these ones turn up. So you'll just be like, oh, am I not getting...
you even
Oh, no, you
said
don't
it
even...
early too because I still need our book club book so I can read it.
I still need my newsletter.
Yeah, it comes out on the 17th.
Oh, okay. I had no clue.
To be fair, I was supposed to send you the email today being like, hi, here's an intro. Da-da-da-da. I need you to fill out this form for me. It will come out this month. Everything, or whatever, I've got like a proper, like, official looking thing with emojis in it and everything.
Oh, wow.
Suggestions. What are you talking about?
I said to my mum, I was like, is it weird to send out a business email with emojis in it? And she was like, no, it is absolutely what you would do. And I was like, good.
That was here.
That was
I
here.
apologize.
Sorry.
I was confused because I was like, but there's nothing outside. Maybe it's me.
I saw your face. I was like, no, don't worry.
I don't even get an email. You just go, I'm going to send you 2 surprise books, but then you get too excited and tell me what they are before
Yeah.
you even send them.
Well, I told you one, and then you guessed the other one this time, which, to be fair, and like, to be fair to everyone else, I did for the first 3 months send Ali recommendations, and every single time Ali went, I hate making choices, decide for me. So in the end, I was like, right, do you want me to just not tell you what you're getting and just send you 2 surprise books? And she was like, yeah. And now she's acting like because she doesn't get this newsletter that everyone else gets, that she's missing out. And it's like, oh, would you rather have the choice or no choice? No choice, please. Yeah, exactly.
Nice. That sounds like me, though.
You send me the 3, and I'm like, well, now I just want all 3 books. So now-
Exactly. I mean, to be fair, that is the whole fucking point, is that you go, oh, I like all 3 of those. I will take this one for the box, and then I'll buy those 2.
Yes, but Hannah, I spend over $100 every month.
I know. Stop doing that.
You say that, and then you show me books.
Yeah, because it's literally my job to share books with people. The fact that you're all up in my content all of the time means you do get the brunt of it, and I apologise for that, but I will put you on a Waypoint buying ban if I need to.
No, you will not.
I've done it before, Ali. Don't tempt me.
You haven't done it to me.
No, but I have done it before.
You won't do
My
it.
friend Carolyn was like, Hannah, I can't afford any more books. And I was like, cool, don't buy any then. And she's like, but I kind of wanted. I was like, no. I was like, I'll put it in the tray. It's reserved for you. No one else is going to get it, but not this month.
Okay, that's fair enough.
This month I went
Because,
hardcore and went, I'm depressed, let's go bookshop.
Yeah, I full on went, you know what? My credit card has offered me an extra £1,000 on my limit.
Gonna spend it on books.
And on brunch, and on dinner, and on books for Lizzie.
Yeah.
On books for everyone, basically.
To be fair, yeah, I had a loan come through from my business because obviously where we've had like COVID and stuff, you can apply for like loans and grants, and it like paid off my overdraft. So I was like, cool, I can buy whatever I want. And now like my money is like teetering back to the overdraft, and I'm like, no, don't do that. Even though it's my fault that I keep ordering food.
I'm supposed to be saving up to buy a laptop so I can actually edit my videos. and
I'm meant to be saving up for a house, Ali.
I'm
I'm meant to be out of my parents' house. Yeah. You see that sexy bookshelf? I paid for one of those.
Yes, you did.
This is
Oh,
what
and
what the laptop was leaning on.
The pizza. Did you guys get the calzones in the end? How did that work out?
We did. We
They're
did.
tasty, right?
That's
Pizza boxes.
not what I thought that was.
What do you think that was?
By the title, I thought she was trying to show us some like steamy purchases.
Oh no! Listen, I'll talk about it, but I'm like, there's some things that gotta stay private.
No, there isn't.
No.
There isn't.
All right, in that case.
I watch as many review videos for as many products as I will spend my money on, and I'll leave it at that.
Should I just become a variety channel? Like,
Yeah.
that's a middle grade. Next book, the best sex toys you can currently buy.
Okay, why not? I'd watch it.
I'm just thinking of sharing time.
Yeah. No, what I was trying to say is look at the 3 pizza boxes.
I'm sorry, it's called the White Rabbit.
Yeah.
That does not
I
have
live
a
in
pizza
Oxford.
place.
Everything is related to either Alice in Wonderland or
Wonderland. Alice in Wonderland. I forgot you're a foreigner.
Right, bye then.
I love it. Like, oh, I'll just pretend to close the laptop, not just like log out of the stream because I might not let you back.
Exactly.
I can make foreigner jokes and you can't do anything about it.
You know what's really funny to me? You do it to people who sound more like you than I do, and you don't do it to
Yeah,
me.
for sure. That's what makes it funny. If I did it to someone who like was the stereotype of foreigner, that would be racist. Like, I'm not going to do that because it's not funny then. It's funny because Danny is white and sounds better, like, brought up than I am. So it's funny.
To be fair, I am waiting for Danny to slip into the American accent because she is talking to someone from America. Because this always happens. She'll speak very, very good English, very good British accent, and then they'll speak to someone for like 5 seconds, and it's like, oh hello, like I don't.
Oh, hello. Sorry, Lizzie went Cockney then. In an attempt to do an American accent, Lizzie went Cockney. Do you know what's really funny? Is, I was expecting that from.
And you can't even do that.
If we were expecting Danny to turn American because Ali's here, that's not going to happen. Ali will slip into an English accent, if anything.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm sorry.
Yeah, can't even deny it.
It's because I grew up watching freaking Harry Potter and Doctor Who and watching too much BBC America, and then I would fall asleep watching it all the time, and now my only freaking friends.
Freaking friends.
Yes.
Can you just okay? So this is. I just want to say this is like a snippet of what we're gonna get when we get Bevies and Books because what we'll also be drinking.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Also,
I'm gonna get shit faced. We should get drunk before the live starts as well as during the live. Just saying.
Oh, obviously.
Oh, we had 2 cocktails for brunch, and I was already done.
You guys are such fucking lightweight. I'm gonna have to be like 5 ciders in and then start doing shots before we start.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
In my defense, I haven't drank anything for over a fucking year because I haven't been able to go out.
To be fair, every now and then I just see you on the like little Zoom with a glass of wine, so don't give me that shit.
I don't drink wine, I drink cider. Celine's the one
Okay,
that
so in which case it was a glass of cider, but it looked like wine. I
I-
wasn't paying attention. I don't really notice shit.
In the comments of that live show. I'm just gonna be like annoying the absolute shit out of you guys.
Welcome to our drinks trolley.
I love that.
Oh,
Next
and
to the
our TBR cart.
You were asleep, so I wasn't messaging you. I was messaging Christina because she lives in Texas, so same time zone. Even though it's like 20 hours away, but you know.
Mhm.
It was like 11 p.m. Antonia just rocks up with a tequila shot, like, here go. And I was like, all right,
Fine.
sure, why not? And I just downed it, and he just looks at me and goes, he was like, gross. And I was like, you're the one who gave it to me.
I
Yeah, I
mean,
love
that was based with tequila. That would
I can't stand tequila.
I love
The only things I will shot well is Sambuca.
Oh God!
I don't like licorice, but I find it goes down easier than vodka. I like drinking vodka, but if you've watched Drunken Desperate, both of you, so you'll know that drinking vodka, like trying to down that, is not the one for me.
Sours.
I am sours is easy, but one of the freaky ones that I like to do is ouzo.
Oh,
Ouzo is grim. I like Goldschlager. Goldschlager's a fun one.
I love Swabelair, but that's a Dutch one that no one will know, and also that no
Jager
one.
bombs.
Jager
Now I
bombs.
just want to get drunk,
Jager bombs.
and it's a Monday night.
So
You work for yourself.
yeah.
We don't start
Excellent
work.
point well made.
Also, we just found out that Lizzie starts her new job next week, and I don't start for another 2.
me on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, get drunk with your birthday. Whoop whoop.
Yes, I'm in. Don't know if I was invited, but I'm in.
I think we just invited ourselves. I'm very sorry we did.
It's a very English thing to do, to be fair.
I invite myself into absolutely everything of Hannah's, so it's okay. Like,
Fair enough.
there's basically no clubs or content that she's in that I'm not like,
Well, I haven't seen you on Bevies and Books and Book Wanderers.
Yet.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I can't do Book Wanderers this month because my TBR was already too fucking long. So that was why I haven't but I have said it on my Insta to be like,
It's a 3-month thing. It's a seasonal thing.
yeah, I know. So I will start next month, which is why I haven't mentioned it this month.
Okay.
I also found out about it on like the 5th of this month as well. So I was like, oh.
I love how we got on your ass and then we immediately both went, oh.
Yeah, but you were like, it's 3 months actually. I'm like, yeah.
just
That's how
another
time works.
book club, so that I can add more books I buy every single month from Hannah.
You're welcome.
Literally, I spend the most money now on books. And I try and go through Hannah first because I prefer to give Hannah the money.
I say I'm not going to, but then I'm like, oh wait, the Hullabaloo Book Club, the Lamentable Library Book Club, the Skullduggery Read Along, yeah.
It's why it kills me when you're like, Hannah, you do too much. Because at the time I'm like, oh no, it's fine. I can manage this. And then you'll say things like this, and I'm like, oh, it's because you're also doing those things and trying to raise 2 kids. Whereas I'm like, oh, sorry, what? Obligations? Dunno. Never heard of
You
us.
also have a business. And you
Yeah.
2,
2
basically.
businesses, yeah, technically.
yeah.
I definitely spend more time on one than the other, which I shouldn't, because they should both make me money, but they don't,
You know, one's just more fun for you
for sure.
because you just
For
order
sure.
books.
Well, I'm glad you guys really enjoyed that last sprint, because it's now 8:05, and I need to have some dinner, so I'm gonna leave it here. Danny and Lizzie, do you want to explain Babies in Book Club before we leave, and then leave?
Yeah, sure. So, Bevies and Book Club, how did it originate? No, I'm kidding. Basically, we just decided we want to do a book club and we want to drink while we do it. So, every month we have a different prompt, which is a drink. For the month of June, it is Pina Colada.
Pina?
Pina. Do you like pina colada?
Why do not?
Pina Colada, fine! And then about it, and the theme is tropical. So we'll read a book that is tropical themed. I'm just going to keep talking. That means either, but if you like live in fucking Iceland, that could be in LA or even like the UK. I don't know. If whatever
like
is tropical.
tropical settings or tropical covers, because mine is not tropical setting, but it does have a tropical cover.
Yeah. So
But
whatever.
it's nice and vague.
Yeah. And every month it's nice and vague, and we all read different books. So when we get to the live stream on the last Sunday of the month at 7:00 p.m. BST. Not in the
As
morning.
opposed to AM. We're gonna get shit faced first thing in the morning.
7 a.m. on a Sunday.
Self-insert here and say, if you ever need guest hosts, I like drinking.
Yeah, do it.
Yes.
Yes.
You are very welcome. And it will be us and Hannah and the occasional guest host, which might be Ali. And we'll be talking about all the different books that we read during the month. So you will walk out with multiple recommendations instead of just one.
That's such a good idea. Who came up with that idea? It's such a good idea.
I don't know. I think she goes by Ho.
She does. That is exactly it. Absolutely go fuck yourself. For clarification, my initials are HO. So
I just realized that.
Lizzie was pulling a face, so I thought I'd bring you back just in time to catch it. And on that note,
This whole time,
Yeah.
I didn't realize that your initials are Ho.
yeah,
Yeah. Well,
Hannah O'Donnell, so it's HOD. Or hello, if you want to go for Hannah Louise O'Donnell.
hello.
My initials don't.
What was that?
They're just
But yeah, the reason that we call Hannah Ho is because two Hannahs became friends with. We became friends with two Hannahs at the same time.
it's not.
One is
But Hannah's a Ho.
Yeah, I am a massive hoe.
yeah.
Of all of us, the most ho-tastic hoe you've ever met.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Sundays, last Sunday of the month, there's a spreadsheet. We can link to it. It will be on my channel, which is just
Yeah.
Bookish Danny YT, because someone took Bookish Danny and I am still annoyed. It's fine.
Let it go. Let it go.
Let it go. Anyway,
No, absolutely not. Right, okay, I'm going to leave that there. Thank you everyone for watching. I'm sorry that we did not product or sprint as much as we should have, but it's been a laugh, so thank you very much, and I'll see you on Ali's channel next week, if not before.